J Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. I'm here to break down HBO's The Last of Us, episode 3. Another excellent episode here on HBO. I'm trying to get this all managed over here. Hold on for a second. So, HBO's episode 3, The Last of Us, we see and get introduced to a new character, two characters, one played by one of my favorite comedic actors, Nick Offerman, and another actor I'm not too familiar with, but we learn the story of their life and what they went through during this is more than a pandemic, apocalypse, apocalyptic situations. And actually for the last 20 years, they had a really good life considering all the things that's going on. All right. I'm trying to make this thing stop bouncing up. Hold on. Oh, well. All right. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Hold on. Let me make sure the bat signal. Let me turn on my Wakanda back signal. All right. Savannah be on the gear. You like the gear? Savannah, I got to make sure I stay fresh now that I'm doing this a little different, because Savannah, you always be on my gear, so I don't want to come out looking bummy. All right, so The Last of Us right now, it's a different show in the sense that we're learning a lot more backstory about our characters, and they're doing it in like flashbacks, and they're doing this zombie storytelling a little differently in that regard. Now, this third episode, we met Nick Offerman, who ended up being Bill, and he found a man in his hole. He found a man in his hole. And so he had to pull it out, say, "What you doing in my hole? You hurt?" What's up, Tamika? Mika, what's good, girl? How you feeling? Dame Dollar, what's up? I appreciate it. D Renee, what's up, girl? How you feeling? I'm gonna go ahead and break it on down. My first reaction last night for BMF, some people say I didn't do it in order, so I'm gonna try to do it in order. And I appreciate y'all for hanging through with a brother, because I was running late, and as Juan Blaze say, I am on the way, and here we go. So we see, let me make sure one thing right quick. All right, so in this first episode, we see that he's still trying to drop off Ellie. He dealing with the loss of Tess. And so as they're going, we see them do a flashback in the show. And that's when we see, because as they were walking on the trail, he said, "I want to make a shortcut because I don't want to go this way. It's something I don't want you to see," which we then saw a bunch of dead bodies, even a body that looked like a baby. Then come to find out it was a baby and a woman, and that the army had all these people thinking that they were going to quarantine zones, quarantine centers, and they was executing people that wasn't even sick. He's like, sick people can get infected. So you have to go, Ellie. Sick people don't get infected. I don't want you to be clicker. You clicker? Huh? You clicker? So he ended up I need some. I'm low right now. But so so we see she go anyway. He tell her about it. Then it fast backwards, flashback. We see that the military was coming in neighborhoods, and we see him come in this one neighborhood, round everybody up and take them away. And at the time this was happening, Nick Offerman, he had some type of, he was like a doomsday prepper, survivalist. I was a survivalist. 9/11 was an inside job. All the government are Nazis. That's what he believed in. He had a dope little spot, man. Seeing him made me wish I wasn't in the condition I was in, because he was able to prepare and do a lot. So he had a dope little hideout underneath like a china cabinet in his house, and the china cabinet lift up, and they gave him access to this bunker in the basement. And so when the military came through, they like, yeah, we swept it. Ain't nobody here. We even looked in the basement. Then he come up out the basement. While he was in the basement, there's cameras and stuff everywhere. You're not gonna come get me, you jackboot New World Order thugs. So after they rounded up everybody was gone. He pop out. He hop in his little pickup truck, get a boat, fill it up full of stuff. He start prepping, building the damn perimeter gate. He had a whole little city right there. I mean, he did some work right in there, man. That was pretty cool. He ended up having booby traps. And one of them fell in the manhole. He was all up in that manhole. And so we see later he come out and get him. And he get him out, and he say, you know, if I feed you, I'm going to have to feed everybody. And this ain't no Arby's. I don't give out free lunch. He said Arby's didn't give out free lunch. It was a restaurant. So it's pretty cool. He let him in. Turn out he can cook his ass off. He made him some damn rabbit. The rabbit getting old, baby. The rabbit getting old. But it was tasty. Turn out this was Brokeback Apocalypse. Brokeback Apocalypse. They was gay. But it turned out Nick Offerman, when he asked him, he said he wasn't gay. He ain't never did it before. I guess being lonely. I guess he figured it ain't like he got a chance of some cuckoo running around here no time soon. So let's see what this do. They end up, you know, falling in love, spending time together. We see that this is in the beginning of the apocalypse. They end up being together the next 20 years. And they really had smooth sailing for the most part. They really got lucky not having a lot of raiders and too many zombies coming for them. They was able to handle whatever came their way. I wish these pictures would load up, but that's what was taking me so long, trying to get everything together. But the clickers, they slow me down. But they had smooth sailing, man. He had a dope compound, man. A dope compound. How many of y'all would like that? Man, he was dope. It made me wish I was able to do something like that. I mean, he was able to go to the gas company, hook up the gas. I don't know if it's that easy to just turn a couple of knobs. I think all this stuff is a little more electronic nowadays, but he was able to keep the gas going for 20 years. Damn. I don't know if it's that simple. But they had cooking gas. heating gas. He ended up putting flamethrowers as a booby trap. This dude had flamethrowers. He had it where if the tripwire, a zombie hit the tripwire, the shotgun shell go off, blow their head off. He was like, that never gets old. So, you know, he had it really set up. And there was this part where they got attacked. So they was showing like in 3-year increments. Then they skipped like 10 years. Now they both real gray old men. And so then, you know, we see at one point that they met Joel and Tess, and he was kind of hesitant at first. Survival Bill, Nick Offerman, he was kind of hesitant at meeting with them at first, but you know, the other Bill softened the buck. He made a little twinkle in his eye when he had them strawberries. He was like, come here. He was mad at first when he gave up a gun. I traded in a gun for some seeds. Which gun? A little one. He's about to go ahead and take them down on them strawberries. He's about to make some jelly. They must be jam because they don't take that jelly, baby. Not on the strawberries. No, Bill. But, you know, it was interesting to see how they did that because in a way it showed, and not besides, you know, what kind of relationship, but just the fact that we all here for somebody else, really. We care and do a lot of stuff because of somebody else we care about. And even though he was by himself, Survival Bill at first, and was kind of doing okay as far as surviving, the quality of life wasn't the same. And when you have that bond, that friendship or relationship, a serious one, you'll go through a lot of stuff and it makes the quality of life better. I mean, hell, that's really what a lot of people in the military go through. Yeah, they join on their own or whatever, but once they get there, they fighting for the man next to him, that bond, you know, that soldier next to him. So he ended up developing that bond with Sweet Bill. Survival Bill ended up getting with Sweet Bill, and they kind of mellowed each other out. It was kind of tripped out when what you call it, when he got shot. I thought when Survival Bill got shot that he was about to die. Turned out, flipped it around, you know, Sweet Bill was the one that ended up 10 years later not doing too good. And Survival Bill was like, sorry for getting older faster than you. And see, that just goes to show, man, people don't value their health until it's gone. And you never know. People be talking crazy about somebody. I've heard people say all kind of things to me and my condition. And yeah, I tried to take care and do this and that. And one accident can change a lot. But hell, you cannot have an accident and just be living. And then, you know, in your 40s or 50s or 60s, anything could pop up that you was never expecting. And now you could be going through some things, unfortunately. So you never know what lies ahead in life. And Sweet Bill, you know, he was doing good. He seemed to be in good health, didn't get shot. And he ended up being the one with, it looked like MS or something, or ALS. Savannah, what's up? You say you sell that set, I will buy it with cap. What set? This hoodie and this hat? What you talking about? D Renee, I missed it. Don't mess with Bill. Stephanie Young, fly, Eagles fly. Eagles looking good. Say Bill and his friend, men on film and living color voice, hated it. Right. You want this? Yeah, man. This right here. This is limited edition. I didn't even actually buy this. This ain't even that easy to buy. I'm sure if you really tried, you could probably find one to buy, but this was given to me. And this hat, that's the OG White Sox. Yep. You told me Eagles, they doing good. They look like they might be on that run. Sometimes they be on that run and it'd be magical. So they could be on that magical run. Well, thank you, Stephanie. I guess I got to start trying to look good now that y'all can see a little more than from here up. I'm going to try to put on a little something, something. Start showing out. Popping my collar. Come in like young Dro. So one thing that I did notice in this episode is that Ellie get on my dang on nerves a little bit. And she did sneak that gun. All right, I got some of my pictures loaded up. This is my first reaction. So a lot of times, stuff is happening in the moment. But this is one thing that I did want to show. And this is where Survival Bill, he had underneath this dresser was where he had the access to his survival bunker, and it lifted up, and then it had the stairs. Man, that's dope. And that's in the basement. So that's like another level. So they thought they were in the basement. See how that is? They thought they were in the basement. Didn't know it's another level. It's levels to this. And once you got in his basement, man, he had everything in there. All the guns, tons of guns. He came out with the shotty. He had the damn gas mask ready. And once he saw that the whole neighborhood's been evacuated, the dude went to Home Depot. And every time I go to Home Depot or Menards, I don't know how many people go there. If you got a home, you probably go there. I mean, most people that rent probably don't go there because they have maintenance to do whatever. But every time I go to Home Depot, Menards, or Lowe's, or whatever, I always say, man, you could build a whole house up in here. They really do have everything to build the house from the ground up, like everything. So he went in there, got all kind of stuff after he came out, and built the damn surrounding gates, built the whole compound. I mean, you really could do that if you know what to do. That's another thing. You got to know how to have the know-how. But if you got the know-how, now the only difference with what I would have done versus what he did, turn out what he did may have been smarter, but probably not as realistic or that easy, definitely, is I wouldn't have made such a big gate and surrounding area. It would have probably surrounded just 2-3 houses at the most. But he damn near, I guess, surrounded the whole neighborhood. He already looked crazy. Survival Bill wasn't playing. But that's my boy Nick Offerman and his wife Megan Mullally. Shout out to them. I always like their comedy and their comedy style. And so he put all that together, put that big you say, a guy that builded his home. He builded it. But definitely he put some stuff together and he made it work. Yeah, you say like the game Minecraft, Home Depot, Low. I ain't been seeing Ace Hardware as much. Ace Hardware was real nice. Well, I ain't gonna say real nice. It was real popular in when I was younger, but now I don't see it too much. What I started to realize though is Ace Hardware maybe was popular when I was younger because I was in Chicago, and I guess they got a limit on some space. So Ace Hardware was normally like in neighborhoods, and they would have like a small location in a strip mall or something. Ace Hardware wasn't normally as big as a Home Depot, Lowe's, or Menards. I don't think I ever seen an Ace Hardware as big as a Home Depot, Lowe's, or Menards. But anyway, he definitely could do it. Savannah, I'm just messing with you. Shout out to Ricky Smiley and his son passing away. Sorry for your loss. It's definitely sad when a person loses a loved one, especially a parent when they lose a child. So definitely sorry for your loss on that one. So we see that this episode really wasn't even about Joel and Ellie too much. It kind of just showed us a little bit about how he's going to be able to get this car while the car was there. Because if he would have walked to that compound and that car was there 20 years later, and we'd have said, well, how this happened, what happened, da 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 da. So I think this whole thing was just so that we could understand where this place is and why it's going to have so much value. I think that they'll be back to that place. I mean, he got so many damn guns and everything. I mean, food. I would live there. I would have lived there. And Bill should have gave a call like, hey, look, Joe, you and Tess come through, man. We checking out. They should have had Tess and Joe living there in the first place. Why not? I would have rather lived there, but they lived in the QZ. All right, I got my pictures of the manhole. So we had went and checked. Get out of my hole. He jumped in this back hole. You jumped in my rear hole. What you doing digging in there? He came with the shotty. He was about to blast his ass, though. He said, you got any weapons? Dude paused. He's like, why you pause? I was about to lie. I thought about it, and then I decided, nah, I ain't gonna lie. You know. So you like getting in the back of men's hole? Okay. I got something for you. You want some dinner? Hey. Dude, they end up becoming friends though. And he even said, because it was sad at the end, because at the end we see that this man ends up passing away, and what happens is they have a bond for nearly 20 years. They even show them quite a few times, you know, but in intimate situations, they showed their first time and all of that. So they got a bond for nearly 20 years. And we see towards the end, because this episode was focused on them so much, that he's the one in the wheelchair. So we see Joel Survival Bill get shot in the belly, and he laying on the table because these dudes was trying to attack, and his traps was working, burning them up, shooting their ass. Dude was a genius. But we then see, because we think it's Survival Bill on the way out. It then says 10 years later, and now Sweet Bill is all bent up in a wheelchair. Like, what? And he miserable. And I definitely can understand quality of life and things of that nature. And so now it's gotten to a point where Sweet Bill, quality of life is gone. He's miserable. And he tells Survival Bill, I want you to get my meds, because they've been getting meds from Joe and Tess, and trading the bag of dope. No, but they've been trading the meds. And so he like, look, because he get up, we see Survival Bill wake up, and Sweet Bill sitting in the wheelchair. And he like, man, what you doing sitting up? Your feet gonna swell, this, that, and the other. He like, man, don't worry about that. This is my last day. He like, what you mean? He told him, man, I'm checking out. I can't do this. It's only getting worse. They didn't have a cure for this before the world went to hell. Ain't nothing about to happen. He like, man, you never know. Somebody may come. He like, man, who about to be coming around here that can do an MRI and do this and that? Got a point there. So that kind of, set up Survival Bill. Grambo. Granddad Rambo is more like Grambo. Grambo. Survival Bill, aka Grambo. and so Jack Kevorkian, Dr. Death. You ain't think I know who Dr. Death is? So Grambo, aka Survival Bill, Grambo. he telling him, man, it's over. Grambo, he's sad. He about to break down, cry. Which this is okay. This situation, I really understand a lot. So it's different when it's only y'all the last two people. Golly. So they the last two people. I could get the quality of life and a person not being happy, miserable with their health conditions, especially when you've lived a certain amount of time one way, and then that's taken from you, whether it's sudden or slowly. You can have difficulties with moving forward and quality of life. I know I've went through that. So I get that. And yes, family members would like you to be around, and they happy that you're still here, even though you could be all miserable and this and that. They still want you to stick around because they don't want you to lose you. But you have to keep in mind that that's being selfish in a sense, because you want that person around, but that person is miserable. Well, if you really learn up, look like my mic did something. So it looked like Sweet Bill is miserable in the wheelchair. His quality of life is bad. He then tells Grambo, aka Survival Bill, that I want you to crush up my meds. We gonna have us a beautiful day. We gonna go get married. Meet me at the altar in your flannel. We ain't going nowhere because it's a pandemic. He ended up getting matching flannels. The flannel brothers. They look like beards with the flannel. They look like Home Improvement. Tool Time Tim. Anyway, they end up going to get married. He pushed him down the altar in the wheelchair, push him down the street. They go ahead and put the ring. With this ring, I thee wed. They then have a beautiful meal. The rabbit was good, baby. The rabbit getting old, but the rabbit was good, baby. The rabbit was tasty. Now, that's the first meal he cooked for him was a rabbit. He made him a gourmet meal. Rabbit with some Beaujolais, red wine. know that song? Red wine. Pour some red wine, you know. So then it's tripped out. We see that final meal because he wanted to have something special, something beautiful. And you know, we see that what they ended up doing is getting married, having a beautiful day, repeating that very first day when they met, and it was real sweet. He poured the bag of angel dust into his drink, like he said, and dude gobbled it down, chugged it like a 40 of OE. And next thing you know, we see Survival Bill chug. And he like, wait a minute, what you doing? And Survival Bill like, look, you were my purpose. Without you, there is no purpose. So he like, look, this ain't going to be the sad finale at the end of the play. So it wasn't a suicide. It wasn't a murder. So I guess they was a double suicide. And they went into bed, laid in the bed, and called it a night. Which, I mean, damn dollar, boy, you be on it. Red wine, you be 40. So we see that they basically kill themselves. Damn. All that stuff he put together, all that survival stuff, all them weapons, all them resources. He said, and he did all of that before he met Sweet Bill. But all that stuff became pointless and worthless because once Sweet Bill was gone, that was his love, that was his life, that was his purpose. And he said it was no reason to keep going. And so, you know, unfortunately, he drank the Kool-Aid, literally, and it was over. So we see later at the end of the episode, Joel gets there. He knows the code because he know them. He got a little letter that they find, and he like, I figure it's Joel or whoever, but everybody else might have got roasted by my traps. He. And then he tell them, you know, take what you need, keep Tess safe, which that was a point, you know, they hit him hard because Tess is dead now. And that's one thing they had to clear the air about in the very beginning because it seemed like he was kind of short with her. And when she tried to talk, I don't want your apology. I wasn't trying to apologize. I wanted to let you know, hey, y'all wanted to get a battery and do what you wanted to do. So don't be blaming me for what happened. It wasn't all for me. Y'all was doing what you was doing, which she got a point and he shut up. So, you know, we'll see what happened. But, you know, he ended up going because they got cool after that, I guess, for the most part. Once they got to the compound, we see later they're dead. He couldn't get in the bedroom. And in the letter, it even said, don't go in the bedroom. He ended up having the keys to that S10 Blazer. And he was smart because he had that battery taken apart so that you couldn't just take that car. You had to put the battery together, put it back together, and then charge it. That was smart. Because if you leave it together for years, or he didn't know when maybe somebody could come, the battery would corrode, be no good. He took the battery apart. Dude was smart. Dude was smart, man. I give it to him, man. I wouldn't have known how to do that. I ain't gonna say it take a genius. You could get a book and read and figure it out. Because, I mean, it wasn't no internet. So you had to go to a book, get a book on what you need to do on that. But I give him credit, man. Dude was smart. and he did what needed to be done. Joel was able to put it back together, charge it, and at the end of the episode, we see Ellie and Joel in the Blazer leaving. She frantic, ain't never been in a car before, and seeing her in the world is interesting because she's only 14, and this has been going on for 20 years. So she never seen the world really. Seeing their apartment in the neighborhood somewhat intact, somewhat looking like life used to look, that was a big deal to her. And so she get in the car, fiddling with this, fiddling with that. Put on your seatbelt. What's the seatbelt? You put on your seatbelt. The seatbelt around there. You pull it on. You pull it in there. You pull the seatbelt. And make sure you don't stop. She's like, this is amazing. This is like a spaceship. It's just a Aston Blazer. No, it's a shitty car. To spaceship. So one thing that was kind of funny and interesting, when they was on the way, they went to this one spot. He used to have a little stash and found a box of tampons. So, I don't know. It made me think it's kind of sad for women in a way in the pandemic, because women, y'all got stuff that we don't have to go through. What women gonna do in the pandemic? I mean, I keep saying pandemic, apocalypse. This is worse than the pandemic, obviously. But what will women do in the apocalypse when it's that time of the month? They just gonna put a sock up there or something? I mean, damn, man. Hey guys, we got to give it up to the ladies. They got a lot to do in life. They got a lot to go through. Then women got checkups and stuff they need to check up on. Men, we don't even do that. We just go through life a lot of times. Not to say we shouldn't have checkups, but she found her a box of Tampax Pearl. She was like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, I hope she don't leave it up there too long and get septic shock, leaving it up there for 2 weeks. Hey, I only got a limited supply. She turned into a clicker. Next thing you know, she got the little fungus and tentacles coming out. Took it to a whole nother level. Yeah, man, I'm about to go ahead. Women, Tamika, you say we gonna go insane. Man, that's one thing no zombie movie or show ever covered. What are women gonna do with feminine care? That's probably because most of this stuff is written by men, but you say we can't be red taping all over the place. We would go crazy. I know I would. Man, everybody would, man, that's a serious thing, man. What would women do? Ladies that's watching, let me know in the comments in the event of apocalypse. And it's been going on for years. Now supplies are dwindled. 20 years later, what will women do? I wish the picture came and loaded up, but that's what happens with the first reactions. The stuff ain't always there just yet. But she was happy she found that box of Tampax Pearl, and I don't blame her, because, like, I don't know what she been doing. A sock just ruining the pants. You can't just go to the laundromat all the time. So a lot of stuff. Savannah, you something else. So I'm not talking about just showing that. I'm talking about in apocalypse shows and movies and zombies. I've never seen them address that, is what I'm saying. Not a movie or show, period. But in the apocalypse shows, whether it's The Walking Dead or any other zombie, whatever you want to call it, I never seen them address that. But it was interesting. It was a lot of firsts this week. I never seen nobody drop a doo-doo bag on nobody either. So that right there was a new one. Everybody I seen that with, they like, oh no, I ain't never seen that. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it my Mooresscore. They did a slow scene of them meeting each other and getting in the bed and all that and about to kiss and they had a little man moment. Two manly men bearded up. Why can't I quit you? Because it ain't nobody else left in the world. That's why. Now come on and let me get some of that strawberry. All right. Let me go ahead and do the Mooresscore and get up out of here. All right, the Mooresscore is my rating system. 4 simple categories, 25 points each, give you a total of 100. And you can always drop a decimal point, get your score 1 to 10. Visual, cinematography, off the charts, amazing. I mean, this show looks like a movie. The way that the set looks, the zombies. Even when we saw the zombie that she ended up stabbing in the head, I thought that was going to end up coming back to be a problem. But all of that, excellent. The way he built the little set, perfect. The way they showed everything, I'm going to give it a 25. Storyline and plot, it was kind of slow. It was kind of slow. They spent a lot of time on Brokeback, what is it? Brokeback Apocalypse. They spent a lot of time on that, and it was cool, but they didn't really have a lot of action. It was kind of just like a bromance love story. Cool, but it was kind of long. So I'll give it points because it was cool and it was good, but I'm going to deduct some points because they spent the whole episode almost on it, it felt like. So I'm going to give it a 20. Special effects, makeup, costumes. Come on. If y'all watch this show, you already know that's a 25. That's just off the charts. Amazing quality with everything. The way the zombies look, the town, the vehicle, everything is flawless, excellent. And entertainment, fun factor. This was a good episode. I liked it. It was entertaining. It wasn't as good as the second episode to me. So I'm going to give it a 20. So with that, it's still a great score. Comes up to a 90 out of 100 on my Mooresscore that I have, which you can break down to a 9 out of 10. Let me put that down. What's your Mooresscore? I want you to put hashtag Mooresscore and then put down what you would rate this episode. Mine is a 9. I always give a 0.5 margin of discretion. So if you think it was an 8.5, I can see that. If you think it was a 9.5, but you can make the argument for that, and it's there. So with that being said, a 9 is what I'm rolling with. Shout out to Dre Dubs hitting me with a Twanky. I really appreciate it. I don't get too many super chats, so when I do, I definitely appreciate it. Make me want to dance over here. Let's see what I'm going to play for you. Dre W, make me want to celebrate. Cheers to you. Let's see what else we got.
I've come to believe it's not so much what you believe, it's how hard you believe it.
That was me and Indiana Jones. Indiana Moans, baby. No, that was just me in Indiana. That's it. Just me in Indiana. No. Shout out to Drake. Appreciate it, fam. Definitely. Let's see. You love the makeup and costumes. Yeah, they do a great job. I'm with you. Stan, you got it at a 90. All right. Nice bang in that clip. All right, y'all. I've been working on this stuff. I got a lot going on, man. I've been trying to get this stuff done for the last few months. I appreciate everybody's patience, still rocking with me. I'm getting close to having everything set up the way I want and being able to do things a lot easier for me and my health. For those that know, in Discord, talked about that. So I had to try to do what I can and at the same time try to be there for the next day as best I can. So appreciate everybody. And after the show, pretty soon, I'm going to start having what's called Mo Time, where we can still talk about it and keep the conversation going. And you can come on through in Discord and we'll make that happen. So be on the lookout for Mo Time coming soon. And with that being said, I'm up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed this show as much as I do. You know, even though it was a bromantic episode, it wasn't too bad. It could have used a little more action. And it did kind of slow it down. But nevertheless, great work. Good episode. And I like the show so far. And it looks like the next episodes coming up is about to be action-packed. So we'll see. We'll have to deal with the clickers. We'll have to deal with the raiders. They'll come. They'll be armed. They have the clicker. You have a clicker? I don't have the clickers. The clicker. Garage door opener. The clicker. Anyway, we get up out of here, y'all, man. Everybody be safe. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I'm going to try to do some giveaways, all kind of stuff in the future coming soon. I might even give away the Wakanda bat signal one day. Who knows? So, with that being said, y'all have a good one. Peace. Deuces again, double deuces, and we out.